If you have a Social Security, personal injury, or workers' compensation case requiring a lawyer, there is one very important matter you need to be on top of. Catherine Stone from Barbas Law is back to explain what you need to know. As always, good to see you.
My little tidbits of the road.
This is a big one, though. Medical records, which you hear all the time. Everything needs to be documented, right? Same with your medical records.
Right. And one of the biggest things, most of these types of cases, they all hinge on medical records.
Okay.
And obviously you as the patient have the right to get your medical records. You can always walk into your medical provider and request your medical records or call your medical provider. However, there's still going to be a turnaround time, usually. Although it can be a lot shorter than if I do a medical records request with a signed authorization
You can get
form.
it done faster, or the patient can?
No, the patient can.
Okay.
But some clients, they don't have transportation to get to their medical provider. They can't, maybe they went somewhere where they normally don't go. There's a number of factors. So we will send off for those medical records. As with a lot of other things in our society today, the expense of getting those medical records has become quite exorbitant. So we have really tried to institute saving our clients money, because in the end, these are all contingency cases. At the end of the day, if the client prevails on their case, they have to pay that cost back. So it's not only a cost that we are putting out initially, it's also a cost that's coming out of the client's recovery. So we have, and I've really been working within our firm about what can we do to limit the cost, not only for ourselves, but for our client.
Yeah.
And so there's a bunch of different ways. For instance, a lot of medical providers, including hospitals, now have patient portals. If you set up that online patient portal, then you can get immediate access to most of your medical records.
And they are your medical records.
Your
I
medical
think that's why it's frustrating for people. You pay to go to the doctor anyways.
Correct.
It's just recording
and now
what you've
most
done.
medical providers, because they share information electronically, that's why they have these patient portals. So number one is, if you go to the hospital, they usually will have you fill out forms about setting up your patient portal with an email address. Make sure you read those forms that you're signing and that you're filling out. Make sure your name is spelled correctly.
Okay.
Make sure your date of birth is correct, and make sure your social security number is correct.
Can those little mistakes
absolutely
cost you big?
Even if I submit a written request for medical records, if there's a digit off, a letter off, I'm going to get it kicked back to me and say there's no such patient. If you set up a patient portal and then you forget your username and password, well, then we need you to go back in and reset all of that up. And unfortunately, we ran into recently, some medical providers require you to go into the facility to be able to reset that up. So it's very important, because what it's doing, if we stay on top of these medical records, we're not only saving money, but we're saving time. And the other thing is our requests now in the state of Florida, it's $1 per page. For workers' compensation, it can add up huge. For workers' compensation, if a claimant's requesting it, is 50 cents a page. Now, there is a federal regulation that we are now citing in all of our requests, asking for all records electronically, and there's a cap on it. So we won't get these, hundreds of dollars of bills. I got a $3,000 bill the other day.
Just for medical records?
For one visit.
Holy cow, wow. All right.
So it's very important, but work with the attorney. We'd like for you to understand we're saving you money by asking you to go set up this patient portal.
All right, good to know. More good advice from Catherine here. If you have any questions, again, I know we're just kind of scratching the surface on what we can discuss, but please call them. Their team loves to help and loves to answer your questions as well. And we look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you, Catherine.